Quick.
Hello guys and welcome to Bar Chat, our semi-final edition, because we made it that far. Today our show is brought to you by the Easy Breeze here in Bowness, your number one sports podcast for casual banter and solid opinion. Described by the BBC as super great this morning, I might add. We're basically going to hear, it's a sort of drive time version we're doing today. So we're hoping you're all on the way home, on the way to the game. We are open and ready to receive you all. Kickoffs at 7:00, so it should be a cool evening. We'll get some tunes on before, get ourselves all in the mood and ready for some action.
8:00.
Yeah, what did I just say?
7:00.
Thanks, mate. 8:00. You see, this is why you have someone else in here, so that when you're a complete twat, you can get corrected. But I'm joined again by Paul, Rooney. Rob, we did discuss Rooney. There's no relation. Did someone put it in the chat? I noticed.
No relation. And given his Everton background and my Liverpool support, that wouldn't be ideal anyway.
I thought they were all of his family Evertonians.
There's a lot.
I thought there was a couple of Reds in there.
There's a big tribe of Rooneys, really down the northwest. There's lots of them.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Someone's got to support them. And also with us is Matty. How are you, mate? You all right? How's things?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Thank you. Yeah, been off today, so gearing up for the game later on.
Where did you watch the game, mate? I mean, it was a cracker, wasn't it? I mean, we'll briefly touch on it. I'd like to stay on the positive because, why not? There's not been much to talk about before. 5 superb penalties. Have we broken the penalty hoodoo that has been amongst us for the last, what feels like forever?
Yes, I'd say yes. I was listening to Stuart Pearce the other day, and apparently there's two analysts in the part of the team that he worked with when he was the manager of the under-21s. He said that they've analysed penalties for the last 10 years. And they've got all the stats and everything for the last 10 years. They were saying the most important penalties to take are the first and the fourth penalties.
All this.
They've got Stuart Pearce was saying every inside knowledge you need to know about penalties. These guys in the England camp have got them.
So your best taker needs to be number 1, number 4. Did you see? Yeah. Did you see Pickford's bottle?
Yes. I did. So I think they probably probably had something to do with that as well, I imagine.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the things that I think Southgate said. This isn't luck. Penalties. Everyone for years has said it's luck. It's not luck. But what balls, Paul? What balls, Palm? All of those lads. There was a bit of jeopardy, wasn't there? They'd all been through something. Palmer, Saka. Tony, Trent. Who was the other one? Who was the other one? Bellingham.
Yeah.
They all had something to prove. I mean, incredible.
They were great penalties. And I think, to be honest, the practice they put in really shows. Pressure on Trent on the last kick, having been on, 15 minutes, absolutely nailed it without any kind of feeling of stress at all. But my fear really was around Pickford, and not that he doesn't do the prep, as you said, from the water bottle and who's gone which way. I felt Switzerland missed their penalty rather than he saved it. And he's just not the biggest guy. You get an advantage with a bigger, taller keeper where they dive the right way. You just get that natural lift. And I think he's got to put so much extra in, really, to make it work for him, because he is a bit short and a little bit.
Well, he was doing those mind games. Did you see? I don't know if you saw a camera angle from the
Grobbelaar antics.
When he went up, then he went back, and then the ref said to him, back up, and then he was forward. That's got to mess with your head a bit, and that's what I guess the role is.
Yeah.
And it helped. It was at our end.
Yeah, he did well. Can't knock it, but as I said, the quality of the 5 penalties was superb.
And Starboy Saka, I've got to mention him, obviously. Lots of talk that he shouldn't be out there on the right wing, that maybe Palmer should have been there. Superb performance. Matt, I mean, even as a United fan, you've got to lord up our Starboy Saka.
Yes, absolutely. If you remember, I didn't put him in my starting lineup for that game. And I'm glad I got it wrong, because he like you say, he was superb. He was superb. I will say, I feel there was a little bit of luck with his penalty. It went right in the side netting, but he didn't catch it right.
Did he scuff it? I know what you mean.
Yeah, I don't think he called it right.
You said that, or someone said, I'm not sure he caught that quite as he meant it.
Yeah, it wasn't perfect. It ended up in the right place, but I get it. I mean, there's pressure on him, wasn't it? Massive pressure when he took it. And I think that will have helped him out going forward as well. I think his next one will be a lot cleaner.
I would have loved to have seen Stuart Pearce roar when he after he put it in.
I've actually, it's round there. You won't see it, but in the studio we've actually got a picture here of that very moment. But it must have. There's no way he wouldn't have been human if he wasn't walking up then and thinking, "I cannot miss this again," as if there wasn't high pressure enough.
Yeah, and I think the fact he'd had that game behind him helped him as well. It's outstanding. I was also leaving him out for that game.
Did you? I thought you had him in.
I think I had him in on the strength Southgate would put him in, but I would have switched it up, and he proved me wrong. It was the best game he's played in the tournament, and he showed some of the form he's got for us, and the goal he got in.
Great goal, yeah.
Superb, absolutely superb. So well done.
And so tell me, Matt, you played a lot of football at a decent level. How in the name of God does Tony kick a football like that without even looking at it?
Oh, I've no idea.
I missed the ball completely.
Oh, I mean, that's confidence at another level.
Yeah.
He's. I
heard him saying that he's literally waiting for the keeper to move. Now they must know
to move. Yeah.
And on that basis, though, if you're the keeper, just don't move, because he is going to have to hit the netting, the corner netting, isn't he, to get a result, kind of thing. You know.
I think you get away with that once. That's the only thing I'd say. The other keeper to be looking at it. So unless he's going to look the other way and put it the other way, or look that way and put it the same way and keep him guessing, I don't know. But it was cool as you like.
It was something else. Well, listen, I mean, it wasn't the best game in during the thing, but I think just to move on from this one, what we can say is it was a bloody improvement, wasn't it? On Paul, I mean, the balance there, Paul, it seemed like a better time. It seemed like he had people in the right place, and the result, showed it.
Yeah, I mean, I felt the balance was better, but not great. I still don't like 2 number 10s, but let's see how it works out. I thought Conser came in and had a great game in defence. Didn't look in any way perturbed by the fact he'd not had a run out. And again, we'll come on to team selection tonight, but I think it'd be very unfair if he's left out after that performance.
I agree with you.
But I think, and just finishing, I guess, on the penalties, the one thing I got a feeling of was there's been the tension between the team, the players, the manager. The fact that we were taking those penalties into the England end, the atmosphere it generated, the sense of cohesion felt palpable. And I hope that really stands him in good stead going forward tonight as well. Feels like there's been a repair job done on some of those fractious comments that were made earlier in the tournament.
Is there any chance that we could play tonight, before we get into it, without having to have some sort of minor heart attack along the way? It would just so. Do you remember back in the day? Was it this shirt? No, it wasn't. It was this shirt behind us. 4-1 against the Dutch. Do you remember that? It was on my birthday, actually. I remember it. And we just scored the last one, nearly broke the net. And we all just sat back, supping our beers, smoking cigars, saying how brilliant we were. Wouldn't it be lovely just to have a semi-final like that?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it just?
Well, you should say it. I want to briefly touch on last night's game. Brilliant game. Brilliant first half, anyway, with the Spanish and the French. What a goal from that young kid, Matt. I mean, he's very Saka-esque, I might add, but a wonderful goal, and he looks one hell of a player.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's where is he? Where is he? At club level, Barcelona, isn't he?
I don't know, actually. I don't know. This is where we need B. We got him on in a second, but he's good at these kind of stats. I don't know, but incredible performance.
Yeah, he's brilliant. Brilliant kid.
Yeah. And I think there's a bit of a swan song for the likes of Giroud, and I don't know whether Deschamps will carry on as management. I didn't realise he'd been there 12 years. They were saying yesterday. He's done well. I wonder if they're in that transition stage. You know what I mean? They're saying this about. We were listening to the radio in the car on the way here, actually, and the question was being asked about was there any friction between the OG, players, the Walkers, the Kanes, and the young players in our camp, and very much the feeling is it's not the case. But there's definitely a lot of players that I haven't necessarily been familiar with in this tournament. You know, we've got a new bunch of lads coming through, and it makes for an exciting 2 years' time when we have, you know, the World Cup.
I think just touching on the France thing, there was an awful lot in the press around on how unhappy the French public were.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take much for them to set things on fire. So I'm sure it must have kicked off
Literally.
last night. But I think it is time now for Zidane. He's been waiting in the wings for a long time to get that chance after Deschamps, and they need re-energising. I think if anything, Mbappe didn't look like a leader. He didn't have form, granted, but he just doesn't look like a true captain. I think it needs a shake.
I don't think Mbappe was just as good a player because of his nose, which I can relate to. That's what's held me back my footballing career. You know, my issue. Otherwise, I'd have been as good as him. You know, anyway, yeah. He didn't. He hasn't shone, has he? Funny enough, none of those players. He has had the shot and the most shots on target, only second to Ronaldo. Did you hear that figure?
Yeah, I didn't actually, but I'm surprised that didn't feel like that. But
no,
yeah,
who was a flop. All right, guys. Well, look, we've got to move into the game tonight against the Dutch. Sort of stooped in history, this game. What I did do, and I've got it on here, is I just wanted to get a little insight. As you know, B always here. He's half English, half Dutch. He's currently in Marrakesh. He is actually. He's made a complete balls up. I don't actually know if he's watching at the moment. Please comment if you are, B. But he's made a complete visa and booking the plane home during the game.
Wow!
Talk about
what a
error.
Rank amateur.
Rank amateur. But so I said he said, "I'll jump on, but I'll be at the airport." I was like, "Mate, well, listen. What we need to know is about the Dutch." So he sent me this great video. Let me just grab this for you guys, where he's given us a little bit of insight into what we can expect. Just you know, we're going to have to ignore the annoying background that he sent us. Here he is.
It's absolutely cooking over here. Just a quick video and talk about what we can expect from the Dutch today. Cheers, by the way. Hoping everyone's as excited for the game as I am. But yeah, what we can expect from the Dutch today, I think they'll be very well organised. Obviously, we know the threat of Cody Gakpo in the Premier League, and we know that the Dutch have an extremely strong defence today. And so I'm hoping that England can break them down and vice versa. I hope that the Dutch can break the English down, because both England's and Dutch, the English defence and the Dutch defence are both really, really strong. So this to me indicates obviously that it could potentially lead to, you know, another 0-0, as you may say, you know, another boring draw. But, you know, in this type of tournament, knockout football, results are all that matters. For me personally, the result doesn't matter. I hope it'll be a great spectacle for our fans to enjoy. But seeing as I'm Dutch English, it's a win-win, so happy days anyway. You know, I can puts a smile on my face even just thinking about that there in the final. But if I was to lay my bets, I will put my money on England to win today. I think putting Kyle Walker and Cody Gakpo should solve most of that problem. And apart from that, I think the biggest threat that Holland have are set pieces. I think obviously we don't have Harry Maguire this tournament, but in a game like this you might need him, as funny as that sounds. But you know, you got Virgil van Dijk, you've got Stefan de Vrij, you've got Nathan Ake, and these boys are seriously good in the air. And you obviously have the quality of Memphis Depay to put the balls in, or Xavi Simons even as well. So that will be the biggest threat towards England. But I think on the other side of England's threats are also very quite high. You know, Bukayo Saka star boy, as we've seen. Yeah, I'm excited. I am really excited. I hope you are too. Cheers and good luck.
Cheers, B. I think what he's saying there is key. I mean, set pieces, and we have looked a bit suspect, I think, on that. Gakpo, I mean, you've seen a lot more of him than we might have done. Rate him?
I do. He seems to play a bit better in tournaments for his country than he has for Liverpool the back end of this year, but he seems to be getting there. Seems a real confidence player. 3 goals, I think, in the tournament up to now, right, so yeah. He's doing well. But it's going to be interesting. I think the fact they've got a few Premier League players, the England team will be well familiar with them. I guess the only one that I think niggles me slightly, anticipating what will happen with Kane playing, is Van Dijk will have no fear from Kane of any kind of threat to run past him or get past him. So it might change that dynamic up front, might be a bit static if the Dutch, as they have done today, have defended pretty well.
Well, I'm assuming in this scenario, if Kane comes deeper, then the runners, i.e. Foden and Bellingham, are going to have to go beyond. And that's the player that arguably Virgil van Dijk is going to have to pick up.
Yeah, it depends how effectively they do it, though, doesn't it? I think we said 2 shots in the last 90 minutes. That's got to change.
Yeah.
I don't suppose you know, what's Kane's record like against Van Dijk?
Not seen those stats, mate. I have no idea. I have no idea. I mean, listen, I think we'll get on to our 11s, but I think one of the things that's really important today is those wingers have to stay high like they did. Saka certainly did, and we saw the benefits of that. Trippier, not so much. I felt like when we didn't have the ball, we dropped into a 4. When we did have the ball, yes, he went on to the midfield, but it doesn't help that he inverts naturally because he's actually right-footed. So, you know, for me, I would have seen a Gordon on there, or he did bring Eze on after a while. And Matt, United fan, I thought Shaw looked fantastic when he came on. I know, Paul, you have some thoughts on that, but what did you think of Shaw, first of all, Matt, when he came on?
As I was sitting here watching it with my son Ollie, we were as soon as he come on, he's actually so good. He's such a good.
He's quite a baller. He's a baller. He can play with the ball.
He can play.
A quit, you know.
And he's quicker than he looks. He's just a assured. He shored us up, and he gave us a different dimension on the left hand side to go. Like you say, Trippier naturally comes inside. Shaw naturally will go outside and overlap and able to put a ball in the box. I think he gave a real good account of himself when he came on. So hopefully he'll get minutes again tonight, I think.
Well, as I said to Paul in the car, I'd start him. Paul had a slightly different opinion, which, if I imagine, once you made it, I kind of agree with you. But what's your fear? What's your take?
The view is he's not been fit. He's not been fit all tournament. He came on for, I forget how many minutes he got midweek.
Was he on for about half an hour?
Was it half an hour?
So well, no, because he came on in normal time.
Yeah. But the bottom line is he's been injured. He's not been, when I say bold enough, probably sensible enough to play him until this late stage. I think if you start him tonight and he breaks down after 40 minutes, 45 minutes, then a forced substitution, you've got to change again, which would be Trippier going on, a closed off left side. So I think the right answer is to bring him on if it's not working and try and open it up.
And I agree, Paul. I would start with Trippier on that left-hand side again.
Yep.
And then bring Shaw on like we did in the last game to then step it up another level. Totally agree.
What did you think in the end? I mean, we talked a lot last week before the game, guys, about, is it a 3? Is it a 4? We've gone to a 3. We've played that 3. I feel like there was a lot more balance in the team. In terms of the side that he picked, I don't think, from what we're saying here, that many people are going to argue to go with that team again. My only point is, I agree with you. I definitely wouldn't put Gay in for Konzi. I think he played fantastically well.
Yeah, I thought he played well. Slightly different, more controversial. I'd probably put Gay back in and drop Stones. When I said drop Stones, I just think a Walker, Gay, Konsa 3. It's got a bit more about it.
Really?
Personal view, but
what's your feeling on that with Stones? You don't feel like he's performed, or you don't feel he's not as quick? I just always feel there's one in him. One every 90 minutes in him, and that could be the killer. Do you think he was at fault for the little? I know he got something on it. I mean, arguably, had he not got anything on it, the guy would have scored anyway? Or do you look at that like that's an error?
Yeah, I mean, I look at it. I suppose some sympathy for the guy. What's he played at City? He's played centre back. He's played in front of the four. He's now got obviously Rodri to contend with in that place that used to be his own. So he has moved around. He's not fixed. He's not set. And I think to be asked to play in a back three in a semi-final of the Euros, if you're not week in, week out doing that, it is a big ask. And as I say, I was so impressed with Consa. Really impressed.
Do they play? Does Consa play in a 3 for Liverpool? What do they play?
No, Consa plays Villa. I think it's Villa.
Oh, why am I thinking he's Liverpool player?
Yeah, I think it's Villa.
I'm going mad. So we don't. Okay, so
Yeah.
we can't thingy that one.
I think it's 4.
I would. The only thing I'd say about keeping Stones is experience.
Yeah, I get that. And I think the one thing is, the one thing Southgate certainly does is if you've got credits in the bank, that loyalty sticks whether you're in form or not. He will always start with those players who served him well in the past, irrespective of what form they're in, and that's just his way of managing.
Agreed.
Yep.
So in terms of today, so I mean, we were going to touch on our lineups. Please, guys, by the way, anyone like or share or any comments you want to add on what your 11 should be this evening or what you think it should be on this 11th hour. We have got Southgate has come out and this week, and he seems very happy with how the team have performed. You heard some sort of wild rumor there might have been something wrong with Kane this week, or is that just a bit of?
I think it was all based on that impact he had with Southgate and how severe or not severe that was. I know Kane's come out and said he expects to be fit. You can go all conspiratorial. Is that a cover story? And are we going to get a surprise? Don't know, but I would still expect Kane to be starting tonight.
I expect him to start. What I'd love to see is start Kane, but any of these players, whether it's anywhere, literally anyone, in fact, is that if you're not seeing the level of performance that we want to have after 50 minutes, even 45 minutes, I mean, God forbid, what worries me is if we concede, although we do come to life when we concede, we do seem to sit really deep. I mean, we were completely on, I don't want to talk too much about the other game, but we scored and then sat right back again. And, you've got a view on this. Foden came out. You're not sure you believe this, but Foden came out and say, no, Southgate's not telling us to do that. I'm
not buying that. None of those players do it for their clubs. They get a lead. They won't sit back. They won't go to a low block. You think about the final against Italy. We took that lead goal against a really, really poor Italian side and then went to a low block and invited them on. And it was ultimately the downfall over the penalties, but we invited them back into the game. I think it's been a tactic of his for a long time. He's studied the Champ. He's looked at who's won it in the past, and they've often been slightly negatively set teams, and then they've got to the final and nicked it 1-0. It's not what Elvers want to watch all the time, but I think it's in Southgate's DNA, and I think Foden was just a cover story.
Yeah. Well, I did say, light plug, whilst on the BBC this morning, I did, I genuinely have.
Yeah, I know, I heard it.
Yeah.
I heard it.
So whilst on the BBC this morning, I did say that there is something about this team. I don't know what it is, Lady Luck, whatever you want to call it. They seem to be, and the more that Southgate gets into the one, the more we have to back off and go, okay, mate, well, maybe you're not an idiot. You're a complete genius. Surely not. But what I'm saying is we always seem, whether it's the Bellingham goal, the Saka goal, we seem to be able to get out of trouble. And maybe he does know something we don't. Maybe this sitting back, tournament football, play a slightly different game is the way. It's no good for any of our hearts. No. But maybe he does know something we don't. I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest frustration with that is we've responded when we've got a goal down each time. The substitutes have come later than, and you watch any other game, they come in 25 minutes to go, 30 minutes to go, and a team needs to change it up. It's automatic. Every manager's doing it except Southgate. He's leaving it 10, 5, 30 seconds to go before bringing people on. Is it going to change tonight? I don't know. I doubt it. But
Is it better we go 1-0 down early and then they get on the front foot? Is there an argument?
No. I think I think if we go down one early, if we go 1-0 down early, we will concede a second at some point.
Yeah, fair shout. And
I'd rather get a two-goal lead. I mean, it will give us heart attacks again, but I think every team we play, I think it's inevitable they're going to score.
Really? Why do you think
that? Because we have, apart from one game.
And is that because we're inviting them on?
Yeah. I think, like you say, because we sit back, we invite them on. I think they put the pressure on. They turn the pressure up. I think we will concede every game. So I'd hate to go 1-0 down early, because I think then we'll score and then we'll sit back again, and we're at risk of conceding another. I'd rather have a 2-goal cushion. They score and we're under pressure. Yes, we'll have heart attacks again, but that's just. I think that's just the England way. I think that's just how it's going to be for the foreseeable.
B was saying they're very good at the back. I mean, I know Virgil van Dijk is a superb player. I didn't realise. I don't know what their record is, but obviously I trust B. He's a stats man in that front. But he obviously's got his fingers on the pulse, and of course the risk you've got, and it kind of happened a little bit against was it Slovenia or Slovakia? We scored in Bellingham goal. They parked the bus, didn't they? They went one up and parked the bus, and then you've got a low block, 2 blocks of 4. In fact, I'm even sure they'd play the guy up front. So it becomes very, very difficult, and even more difficult a team like Holland. It's just that's the tactics, isn't it? I'd like them to come out on the front foot and try and utilise that final third that is so strong. I mean, I'm just looking at your notes here that are next to us, and I mean, does it get any better? I mean, if you said, Saka, Foden, Rice, Mainu, Bellingham, Kane, no matter what we think of Kane being on the way out, that's a bloody strong last final third of a team, isn't it?
It is, and I'd expect them to be better tonight than they were in the last game, more confident. I think they might just click. And the thing is about the Dutch, and it happens every tournament, the Dutch aren't far from a fallout. If you can get amongst them and upset them, they'll start arguing, losing their discipline. And then you get forward.
They'll start doing that silly dance. Have you seen it?
No.
They all shuffle to the left and then shuffle to the right. I mean, it's a very nice dance, by the way. It's difficult in clogs, but we can't do this. We can't go there. We were going to touch on the subs and thing. One of the things that we're saying about bringing people on, Foden for me. When I listened to the BBC, they were saying what a wonderful game he had. I think he had his first game in the right position. I'm still one of these people that goes, even with him in his right position, I'm not sure we're seeing the best of Phil Foden. It's that kind of, if you remember back in the 80s, that John Barnes moment, well, you'll remember as a Liverpool fan, with Barnesy, he was tearing it up for Liverpool, and he put an England shirt on. And other than that one wonder goal, I think it was against Brazil, we never saw the best of John Barnes. Are we seeing that with Phil Foden?
No, I don't think we are. I don't think he had a good game against the Swiss. He was better, but I don't think he had a good game.
I mean,
but his standards.
When we said it last time, the City blueprint is he knows where he can go and he can go anywhere. He's given that freedom. He's now got Bellingham as almost a competing 10 behind a 9. That doesn't have balance. They're both great players, and I appreciate they're trying to squeeze the talent into the squad. But and it was better. It was definitely better against Switzerland. It just wasn't great. So maybe they've rehearsed, practiced all week, got a bit more fluidity for tonight, and some surprises as well. Because I think he's nailed on. He's going to play him ball.
Well, let's just do it. Matt, have you got anything above, or are you going for exactly the same 11 as the last Swiss game? What have you got down?
Well, I'm going to say the same starting 11.
Yeah.
But Paul, you've actually put something in my head about Konza.
Yeah.
Because Gay's been in the back 4. Konza's now played that one game in that back 3 for us. and it worked, and he played really well. So now I'm wondering if you keep Konza instead of Gay.
I would.
So you would.
Yeah, I
Mark?
think so. I think he'd be desperately unlucky to get dropped after that performance. I thought he was superb.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you, and Mainu had a good game against the Swiss. I'm going to tell you a little stat that I read the other day. So Mainu in the tournament has completed 96% of his passes, and that's an Opta best since 1980 for a midfielder.
What a brilliant stat!
Wow.
He's got such an engine, man. When you watch him get around the pitch, and if you look, I think we touched on it with you guys last time. The heat map of him and Rice are very, very similar. They are so mobile. They're so around the pitch. I didn't quite understand actually when he took him off, because I thought that was a bad decision. But you know, what a player. I mean, how old is he? 19? 18?
No, he's hang on, Ollie's here. He'll tell me. He's 19. Oh, he's 19. Yeah, he's 19. You're right.
There you go. I mean, what a player he's going to be in 2 years' time.
Super.
Yeah, he's just so calm, and you never see him panic. He's on the half turn all the time, passes well. He's like I say, works well. He's a real good player.
So, what does Ollie think the score will be today?
Ollie,
He's gone now.
hang on, he's coming back. What's the score tonight?
I'm not
Come
going
and give you a
on.
view. Come and give you a view.
How are you, Ollie?
Step down, get in.
What's the score tonight, mate?
1-1, and then we'll win on pens again.
Oh my God! More heart attack then.
Same again. Do you reckon? Same again? Yeah. So there we go.
Who's going to score?
I reckon Saka again.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Let's hope.
Okay.
I like that. Paul, you're 11. That's pretty much the same, isn't it?
It's not massively different. So Pickford, Walker, I've actually got, as I said, Stones out, and it's a bit cool. He won't do it, but Gaia and Konsa. So those as a 3. Saka on the right, outstanding game last time. Trippier on the left for the fear of Shaw's fitness, as we've discussed earlier. Rice, Mainu in the middle, Ford and Bellingham slightly in front as 10s, and Kane. And I think that is going to pick itself with Southgate. I don't think there's going to be any surprises there whatsoever. And then it's all about what that incredibly talented bench can do when they're asked to come off it.
Yeah. And what we've got some armory there, haven't we? Which we think. And the scores, guys. What are we going? Matty, I think you got it right. Actually, did you not get the last game? Didn't you predict the score in the last game?
No, I got the Spain Portugal game. I got that score right.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
I got one wrong.
You took a lot of pleasure.
I said 3-1.
Right.
So I got that really wrong.
You got a lot of pleasure in texting me. I remember, and I think it said something like "I told you so" on the score.
Yeah.
So then you weren't wrong. What do you think the score? Sorry, where were we? Did you answer me 2-1? Did you say? Oh, you haven't answered me yet.
No, but I got it right last time. Score draw.
Oh, did you?
Score draw. No goals in extra time, and win a penalty shootout.
You're absolutely right. I'm remembering now because I actually texted you halfway through the game, exactly. and you said we'll win, but it won't be easy. Yeah. You couldn't have got it more right, actually.
Yeah, and I didn't have a bet.
How annoying.
No.
You had a bet on something.
I had a bet on Portugal, didn't I?
Did you win?
What do you
Obviously
think?
Not, no.
I also Germany, and of course Germany were denied that absolutely outrageous handball by Spain in extra time.
Oh, Cucurella. Yeah, that was sad that they not get that.
Premier League, that's given every single week. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
And it's an English referee as well, isn't it?
Well, there you go. That explains it all then, doesn't it? Go on then, mate.
Sorry, Matt. You first.
No, okay. I'm going 2-1.
2.
Obviously.
Score first.
What team to score first? I think we'll score first.
Well, and then 1-1, and then get the winner.
Yeah.
There's a degree of consistency. I've got 2-1 to England in 90 minutes, which is some change from the last game. I just think something clicked, not just player-wise, but morale-wise. I think something clicked in the last game, and I think we'll see the benefits of that tonight.
I'm between. Go on, Matt. Go for it.
So I was just going to say, I think 2-1 in 90 minutes as well. Yeah.
Good. That would be so nice. I am between two. I'm one of my brain goes, obviously it's going to be difficult. I do subscribe to your world, which is he won't be making it easy for us. It will be an absolute shit show. If we do win 2-1, it will be 2-0 early, and then we'll spend 70 minutes shitting our pants, guaranteed.
Yeah.
And if it's not that way, it will be 1-1 and we'll score in the last minute. Or if it's not that way, we'll win on penalties. But I'm just going to freshen it up and go, I think we're going to win 3-1. I think we will concede, but I think we've totally got the ability to score. And I'm sending out sort of thrashing them vibes.
Thrashing them, yeah.
It might be slightly
like last time, yeah.
Well, great guys, thank you so much. Matt, you watching at home?
Yeah, I'm at home tonight. Yeah, all the kids and the missus will be here as well. So I've actually not watched it out yet. So every game I've watched at home. So I'm thinking it might be a newfound good luck charm.
Well, don't move, just stay there. Good idea.
Stay here, yeah.
I've actually challenged B to say if we get to the final, can we find a way of getting there? I mean, wouldn't that be cool? Do a bar chat live from which is Berlin. So we worked out if we drove to Hull, that we've got to what's available. Bear with me. We drive to Hull and we cross to Rotterdam because that's no one's going there, are they? Particularly if they've lost. And then we drive 6.5 hours to Berlin. If I take my estate car, we can sleep. We don't need accommodation. I mean, we just get drunk. We don't need accommodation, right? We sleep in the car and then drive back the next day. It'll be there's got to be 250, 400,000 England fans. How could it get any better?
That would be. But mind you, who's driving? Because if we're gonna get on it, who's driving? If you're a state car, mate, it looks like you're the driver.
There's 4 seats in the car. I actually looked. Have you heard of Tent Box? You can get a tent
on the roof,
right? And it goes on the top of your motor.
Yeah, they're brilliant.
I mean, this is what dreams are made of. You have a little party in your tent. Rotterdam. Actually, you've got a Range Rover. You've got a bit more space in yours, mate. Let's go in yours.
All right, okay. We're on it.
I'll tell you what, a few boundaries in, I'm going to tell you about this again. And you're going to wake up in the morning and go with Expedia or whatever it is.
An email receipt for a ferry to Rotterdam.
We're going, boys. So I'm going to ask it every time. Is it coming home? Get through this.
I said last time. Last time, Mark, this is the most underwhelming tournament so far. We've not been playing well, and it could be one of those weird times that it absolutely comes home.
We get through this. I'm thinking it has to be written in stars. It's too bizarre.
I thought no chance last game. Now, I think we'll get through tonight. I think we will win it. I think I've said, we were talking about in the car, I think I've seen a pathway to beat Spain that nobody's tried against them yet. So I think it's all positive if we get through tonight. But let's see.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we're going to start.
And then a knighthood for Southgate.
Okay. Oh, Christ. I mean, it will happen as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think before we go, we probably need to just start some sort of GoFundMe page. And for charity, everybody's invited into Paul's Range Rover. He's offered that. We all heard it here. So we're all off to Rotterdam. You could probably get 5 in the back. We'll all get drunk. Paul's going to drive. What could possibly and utterly go wrong? Guys, have an incredible time watching the games. Come on, England. Please, Gareth, pick the team. And hopefully we're going to see a win. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. And we will hopefully see you.